Good afternoon everybody. Today in this section I am saying about the levels of testing. How many, while testing the each and every bug, we have to define one step by step process. So the step by step process will be defined in the levels of testing. Okay. So in these levels of testing, we will find which are undefined bugs or repeated bugs. Okay, we have to identify and we have to prevent the bugs, and this is between the development of the life cycle stages. Each this unit testing or integration testing or every stage will be repeated as a life cycle of the testing to find the bug. So in this various forms we will have different forms like a requirement analysis or designing or coding, testing, developing, maintenance. These all phases will be involved in the levels of testing. Why means independently, individually we will in design, in testing we will find the bug, in coding we will find the bug, in designing we will find. So independently we will define the each and every bug by the by specifying the levels of testing. So these all testings are mainly gathered by SDLC phases, which are nothing but software development life cycle. Okay, software development life cycles. First we will know what are the levels of testing. What first one, unit testing. Second one, integration testing. Next, validate testing. Next, acceptance testing. First I will say in one word line. Okay, one word example. In unit testing, one module or one unit are executed independently. Okay, next one, integration testing. In integration testing I will define about the two modules of interaction between two modules and we will find out the bug. Okay, next, validate testing is nothing but we have to verify the data. How we will verify the data? By the two different testings. Okay, first one alpha testing, second one beta testing. Alpha testing is by developer side, beta testing is by user side. So developer will be responsible for the alpha testing. Developer will be responsible to the alpha testing, and beta, coming to the beta testing where the user will be responsible to it. Why means user must to identify the bugs when when the developer release into the market. He had to identify the bug. Okay, he had to identify. In alpha testing, while designing the phase or while designing the test cases or test plans, he will identify bug at the alpha testing. Okay, regression testing is nothing but modified data. Means in modified data also we can find out the bugs. Okay, this is alpha is responsible to developer, beta is responsible to user. Fine. So next one, the levels, different levels of testing we will define for the different methodologies. This unit testing, integration testing, accepted testing, system testing, these all testings are corresponded to define the methodologies and what are the standards to define it. Okay, particular standards we follow to develop the software testing. In this software testing also we will define about the additionally system testing, where system testing is responsible, where system testing is responsible for total systems. Means unit testing, integration testing, acceptance testing will all come from under the system testing, where system testing is the unique one which identify all independently and define all the testing methods will be defined in system testing. Okay, so this is a step-by-step process which we will define with the testing. First one, unit testing, where I already said that in unit testing independently or one by one. Okay, one unit or one module we will define in this unit testing. In integration testing, the components will be integrated to each other. Means interaction two components or two modules will be interact to each other or integrated to each other. Okay, next system testing means entire system. The entire system of the software will be involved, means design phase, testing phase, coding phase, the all phases will be involved in system testing. Coming to the test of the final system, which is nothing but acceptance testing. Who will accept the system? Which are nothing but the user or the customer. Customer will be accept the performance of the developer. Okay, so he must accept, user must accept the final product which is done by the maintenance phase. Fine. So in this unit testing, what is a unit testing? Unit testing is nothing but the first level of the software testing. In total levels of the software testing, we will define the first level of software testing. So unit testing is nothing but the first level of software testing where it can satisfy the independently. Okay, this will satisfy independently. Okay, so it will satisfy independently. This level of testing will be analyze each unit. Okay, it will analyze each unit, means in unit we have a predefined data will be assigned independently. So it will analyze each unit for the application, to develop the application. So analyzing of each unit is nothing but individual components will be analyzed. Okay, individual components will be analyzed to develop the application. Next point, unit testing also a functional testing. What is the differences between functional testing and non-functional testing? In functional testing, we will define what are the requirements gathering, what are the implementations, or what are the needs to implement. Okay, what are the requirement gathering, what are the system developments. Okay, additionally modifications, it will be done in the functional testing. In non-functional testing means it is a boundary which define what is the performance of the testing, what is the size of the testing, or what is the schedule of the testing. Means outcome of the data will be occur in non-function, and what is the internally what we are developing, coding, testing, performance, or what are the data. Okay, what is done internally will be in functional testing. So primary, secondary means functional testing is nothing but a primary testing which execute the independent units. So independent units must be a valid unit to execute. Okay, it must be a valid unit. Okay, it must be a valid unit to execute the data. Okay, execution is nothing but the performance of the testing, whether it is modify the data or unmodified data. Next, what is the unit testing components? Whether must be independent or dependent, it must be independent, because independent unit will be a prevented data which will define the particular function of application. It will define particular function of the application. So this is unit testing, also called as the smallest unit testing also, whether it will be implemented in the software for the coding. Most of the unit testing will be implemented at the coding level only, so it executed more. Okay, next we will explain what is the differences of testing. See, already I said that it is a small, right? It is a small. See, independently we will unit, means unit 1 we will take unit 2, so on unit 10, until a number of units will be repeated in unit testing, because unit testing will implement independently and individually. So each and every unit will be executed separately. Coming to the functional testing, it will also called as a but unit testing 1, 2 means 2 units will be collaborate or correlated in functional testing, which is nothing but integrated testing. Okay, see, the 2 modules are integrated to each other to form a one function, right? So here also we are forming a number of functions to execute the system. So coming to the component testing అంటే number of functional testings will be gathered to form a component testing, and finally the system testing means this unit testing, functional testing, component testing, the complete system. Okay, the complete system is responsible for the system testing, where it will only in system testing we will use the regression testing, which means that modification of the data means modified data will be stay in system testing. Okay, in unit testing independently we will define the data, right? In functional testing these unit testing will be correlated to each other, and to develop the one function a number of functions will be implemented to form a one component, where these all testing methods will be defined in system testing, okay, which define a predefined data, and it will also examine a particular regression testing, which is nothing but a modified data will be unwanted data will be modified, and it is also called as a modified data will be occurred in the system testing, right? So next one, integration testing. What is integration testing? Next one, integration testing. What is integration testing? Nothing but interaction between the two modules or two modules, right? So the second level is nothing but integration testing, which integrate the process after the unit testing. Integration will not, it is a second phase which will come after the unit testing. Second point, each component or a module will work separately, means module 1, module 2. Okay, these two collaborate with the independent unit like first number of modules. So data will flow, okay, data flow between the modules, means this data module 1, module 2 will flow with the independent module to integrate the data. Okay, next one, so the integration testing will be a functional testing. So internally integration testing also will done internally to work on it. So the functional testing is nothing but to complete the application successfully. So we will implement integration testing. So integration testing aims to communicate one module to another module to integrate or to build the data efficiently, So next one, system testing, where system testing is the nothing but the third testing method, which will define about the total levels of testing. Okay, total levels of testing will be involved in system testing. So this is a third level of testing. We use this testing as a functional and non-functional. I already said alpha testing, beta testing, accepted testing, unit testing, integration testing. So these are non-functional and functional. Okay, I collaborate all the all the testing methods, right? So this system testing also collaborate both functional and non-functional requirements. Okay, it will collaborate with the functional and non-functional requirements. That is the first point. Second point, it is a end-to-end testing. Why system testing is end-to-end testing? I will say. So this is a unit testing, right? One unit is one unit, another unit. Okay, this is integration unit. Okay, integration modules will be connected to each other. Or accepted units. Okay, accepted by many. Okay, so accepted units are many. So these three collaboration of many testing methods will be combined with a single system testing. Okay, with a single system testing. So it is nothing but end-to-end point. Okay, it is defined the end-to-end testing, which will define a parallelly of the software testing, and the whole system it will identify and rectify whether it didn't have any bugs or not, but it is whole system is responsible in system testing. So and it also check the each and every module, means this is one end, this is the another end. To end means end to end will be checked to each parallelly to define the system testing, whether the application is valid or not. Okay, we will check the end to end point whether the system is valid or not. At lastly, we will define about the modules of the testing in the system testing, where it will be end features or end. These system testings are more used in business purpose, because business purpose will have a many low workload to define the complete system. Okay, we have to find about the complete system. So this is mostly used in total complete system, whether it have to go through the necessary modules, means independently each and every module we have to check independently to develop the information, what are the features of the information. Okay, we have to know the features, what are the informations and what are the processing needs. Okay, we have to know each and everything by the system testing. So the system testing will say about the whole system complete information. Okay, next one is nothing but the accepted testing, which is nothing but the fourth phase of levels of testing. So these levels of testing, this is the accepted testing, which is responsible by the user. Okay, user or customer. When we develop the project completely, the developer will release to the market. So who will responsible to project? Then when he after releasing into the market, the user only responsible for particular product. So the fourth level defines the accepted testing, which is responsible for the user. So I already said about the two things, alpha and beta. So alpha testing will be done by the developer side. Okay, done by developer side. So coming to the beta, developed by user side. Okay, it is developed by user side. So alpha testing and beta testing are the two testing methods which are used in accepted testing. So these accepted testing will be also defined about the specifications of the requirements. Okay, it will define the specification of the requirements to deliver the data. Why means accepted testing will given by the user. So user must accept the what is developed product, right? So he has to deliver the product in right way. So he have to check all the guidelines, what all the requirements which are given by the developer. And these are the things which are also involved in accepted testing, which pass through three testings. Okay, after unit testing, integration testing, system testing only the accepted testing will be done, because unit testing is the starting phase which will start independently. Next integration, after unit testing independently we find the bugs. After it is developed independently, it go through the integration, where integration two testings are done, two modules are tested at a time, where the system testings are completely. But overall completion of these testing, accepted testing will accept with the end user, which is a predefined data is developed or not, followed by the guidelines or not. So this is the actual scenario which is followed by the user or not. We have to define it. Okay, by how we are defining the scenario means we have to follow, we have to see what we have provided the guidelines or what we have for provided the requirements. So we have to know each and everything to know about it. Next, the accepted testing is nothing but the end user, right? It is a user are nothing but the customers. Okay, he is a customer which is accepting the product. Whether it done bug free or not, we don't know. But in accepted testing, we have to, after releasing into the market also, we have to rectify it whether it is bug free or. So in the accepted testing, we have to use the multiple testings whether it is tested or not. Okay. Coming to the next one, the levels of testing. Okay, what are the levels of testing? So we also know about the unit testing, integration testing, system testing and acceptance testing. What is nothing but these are the SDLC phases. You also know about the SD. What is SDLC phases? Software development life cycle. In software development life cycle, we have the requirement gathering, okay, planning, okay, planning, okay, design, okay, design, coding, implementation, okay, maintenance, review. So these are the things which are involved in SDLC phases. So in unit testing, I already said about independently we are rectifying the bugs. So independently how we are rectifying means coding, lines of code, right? Independently we are developing each and every line. We will define each and every function, right? Coding in code, we have to define the function 1, function 2, function 3. So we will define number of lines of code, okay, about the particular program. So unit testing is only defined at the coding level only. And coming to the integration testing means nothing but two modules will be integrate or interact with each other. Means interaction means nothing but it is a designing phase, means a designing it is correspond to the plan, where what will be planned means test cases will be planned or test tools, depending on the test tools it will be implemented. So the integration of the testing will be done by the planning, which is nothing but test cases will be developed. So integration means where test cases will be involved in the integration testing. Coming to the system testing is nothing but whole testings or levels of testings will be involved, right? So in whole software systems, we will define mainly about the requirement gathering mainly. Why? Because in requirement gathering we will specify about the functional and non-functional requirements, operations, what is the performance and what is the scope of the particular project. So overall guidelines or what is the information which is gathered about the complete project will be done at the requirement gathering. So it is nothing but the guidelines or the route map, okay, guidelines or the route map, okay, it say about the route map. Requirement gathering say about the route map of the complete project. So that's why the requirement gathering is responsible for system testing. Coming to the acceptance testing, I already said that the acceptance testing is derived by the user side, right? User side is nothing but it is a client side which accepts the demands. So he have to check whether the given by the organization guidelines they have followed or not. Okay, he have to rectify the data, and whether the bug free is not yes or not, he have to identify the data. So accepted testing will be identify the data by the alpha testing and beta testing, which additionally needed to develop the software. Fine. So this is a comparison of the different levels of testing. Okay, in short way I am defining about the levels of testing. First we will know about the unit testing. So unit testing they will done by only developers. Okay, user is not responsible for the unit. Okay, user is not responsible by unit testing, because unit testing are the small components or small units are developed independently, right? Are developed or check the bugs independently. So developer only is responsible by unit testing. Okay, integration testing is done by testers and developers, because two integrations means two modules will integrate with the one module, right? So the tester and the developer will be involved in the integration testing. Coming to the system testing, in system testing also whole system is involved. So the whole system is information is the huge. So testers and developers are responsible for system testing. Last, user accepted testing. User accepted testing means user only responsible. So users are nothing but the customers, right? So users and the customers are responsible for the user accepted testing. Okay. Coming to the testing object means what will be checked. Okay, now what we are checking. Okay, in the program what we are specifying the particular data means what we are checking. Code is tested. Okay, in unit testing what we are checking. Module is nothing but a code. Code is checking. In integration each and modules are nothing but the test cases. Okay, so test cases or modules are checked in the integration testing. Coming to the system testing, where the application which is developed about complete a program, okay, complete program information will be occurred in the application of the application which is tested completely, right? So the complete software application will be tested in system testing. At last, user accepted testing, what is the object means what are the requirements means user also provides some requirements or some guidelines which he want to develop or which he must be satisfied. So the user will send the request whether the requirements are verified or not. Okay, nothing but verification will be done before the testing and validation will be after the testing. Coming to the force of a testing, what is the force? I mean how is interacting with the unit testing. So now I am saying about the unit testing, how is interacting. So unit and interact with the specifications. Okay, unit testing is interact with the specifications. Integrations will be interact with the interfaces means test cases, right? So interfaces means integration will be interact with the interfaces of two modules. It will be meet the specifications means requirement gathering leg. Okay, system testing will be interact with the functional and non-functional requirements. Okay, here only specification requirements are used. Their functional and non-functional requirements are used in system testing. Coming to the user accepted testing, we will define only about the user functionalities. Okay, we will not define the developer functionalities. Only we will accept who is accepting user. So only we will define about the user functionalities. Okay, this is the force. What means how we are involving or how we are interacting with the unit testing. Okay, unit testing is nothing but the specifications they will meet, interact with interfaces with the two modules. System testing interact with the functional and non-functional requirements, and last user means to interact with the user functionalities only. Okay, next one, what is the defect means in what we are checking in unit we will check about the code. Coming to the integration, we will check about the control flows. Okay, what are the control flows? We will define about in control flows. Coming to the system testing, we will find the error in the functionalities. Coming to the user, we will define about the user needs. What are the user provided guidelines? We will find the bugs in it. Okay, next one, what is the last I will say about the conclusion. Conclusion is nothing but about the software is nothing but finding the bugs, okay, independently, and we step by step process which are nothing but the levels of testing, right? So that's levels of testing will be everywhere, right? So the every unit will be or every unit or component is checked independently. First point that one. Second point is nothing but in software testing we will follow the SDLC phases, we will compare the SDLC phases and we will develop the levels of testing. Fine. Third one, behavior of the testing means behavior or performance of the testing will be depend upon the levels of testing, how they are implemented. At lastly, these levels of testing, how we are developing means we will identify the missing areas means we will first we have to identify the bugs, right? So we will identify the missing area. Okay, we will identify bugs like a missing areas. What is the missing areas and what are the conditions must be taken to prevent the data. So these are the needs. Finally, we are rectifying. We have to follow SDLC phases. We have to prevent the bugs to which are missing areas. Okay, now we have to process unit by unit. So in every levels of testing, we will we defined about this step by step process which will execute by the unit testing. Unit testing is the single testing. Integration is the two modules will be interact to each other. System testing, all system will be involved, and last accepted testing where nothing but a user or a customer is involved in it, whether he must be satisfied the developers needs. Okay, he has to satisfy the best quality software. Thank you.